All right. Welcome everyone. Welcome to Thursday's live stream. So as it says on the title, we're going to talk about Carvana and SQ earnings and how we kind of scouted these two out even before earnings and kind of give you guys an insight onto how we played specifically Carvana and go over the technical analysis on Square or Block. So I want to go over Square here first. So first of all, I want to show you guys that SQ, ticker symbol SQ or Block Incorporated, was right from the CFO Single Watch newsletter for February 12th through 16th. So at that time, we considered this a tech laggard, and it was still a tech laggard until obviously after hours today, when decided to react very positively to its earnings results. So I specifically pointed out that we're starting to make a very large macro inverted head and shoulders chart pattern with a neckline resistance at $80.50. So what does that mean now, right? So with the fact that in the after hours we've had Square closing, if I remember, closing at 76.95, so over 13% from today's close at $67.96. So that is getting pretty close to this $80.50 resistance level, and we've had this huge resistance level for quite some time, as overall, not just including this well, if we decide to exclude this inverted head and shoulders chart pattern, we have a massive base that goes all the way back to late May. That's right, this is a multi-year base here, and there's a great chance that we can see another great leg up run to the upside, just like we saw down here when we decided to break below this line in the sand support level at 51.50 and immediately snap right back over it. So this one definitely caught my attention because again, it was tightly moving for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, right? I'm on the weekly time frame here, and obviously not including this week, since we're going to see a very large candlestick tomorrow at open on the weekly time frame. But there is a good chance that we can continue to move to the upside on SQ, and probably will be a very good earnings drift name to continue to swing to the upside. And usually, depending on how it reacts tomorrow at open and for the rest of the day and how it closes, there's a good chance that we can continue to see it move to the upside for at least 2 to 3 more trading days. So obviously it's Friday tomorrow, so I wouldn't really know what could happen on Monday, but based on how we close tomorrow, if we don't fill in the gap that we're obviously making here at market open tomorrow, it's going to determine whether or not we can see another retest at 80.50, and possibly we can see a break over 80.50 based on this increase in volume that we have, right? Because if we have a big move in the price action, it needs to be associated with an increase in volume. So and if that doesn't occur, where we have, let's say, a very wide price range day and we have very low volume, that's unusual. You have to pay attention to that, right? There was a large move, but there was very little volume backing up that large move, so something's wrong. All right, so for SQ, we're definitely going to see a lot of momentum and a lot of volume tomorrow at open, and into the day's close as well. We'll see a nice green volume bar on the daily time frame and on the weekly time frame as well. I mean, we've already surpassed last week's volume bar here. So again, it all depends on how it closes tomorrow, right? So if it decides to, again, not close the gap that it makes tomorrow from today's closing price, there's a good chance that we can continue to move to the upside with good momentum, with volume, until we retest 80.50, and that will be the actual test to see if the price has enough buying momentum, enough bidding going on in the bid and ask here to really just allow the price to finally get over this 80.50 50 resistance level. Okay, so again, this ticker symbol and this trade idea was specifically given in the CFO Stream Watch newsletter for the week of February 12th through 16th. So if you guys want to join, make sure you guys DM me on Instagram. So with SQ here, this should be a pretty simple swing trade to the upside if, again, all conditions are met of what I just said. And SQ would definitely have a great time continuously moving to the upside. All right. Hey Joe, what's up? Would you see it holding 75? I mean, yeah, that can work. If we do see some sort of a pullback, yeah, 75 to 75.50. Again, that's just a 50-cent difference. Doesn't really matter what number you choose at that point. But that would be pretty ideal if we do see a slight move down from the initial morning profit taking. But even if we do see a slight pullback tomorrow and we start to see that closing of the gap, I would love to see the price holding over 71 to 72. Right, that's a very good demand area on the weekly time frame to really hold. And if it doesn't, well, that kind of negates every single condition that I've explained to you right now about SQ. So definitely keep your eyes on this one tomorrow. But yeah, Joe, that's a pretty good level there. Good job on eyeing that. Yeah, 75 to 75.50. Again, doesn't really matter what number you choose. They're both whole numbers, 50-cent difference. But yeah, 75. It would be great if it holds. If not, if we continue to see a pullback tomorrow, if the overall market decides to pull back tomorrow for Friday, there's a high chance that we can see a gap fill. And if that does happen, then again, everything is negated of what I just said. Hey, welcome guys. Whoa, see more people coming in. Welcome. Good to see you guys. I just went over SQ here. So, okay, again, Joel, this is pretty crucial to understand, or not understand, but to observe the price action tomorrow. So if you are serious about looking at this one for a potential swing trade, make sure you have the alert set up as well in case the price decides to hit 75 or even 72. Okay. All right. Hey, what's up, guys? Ooh, see that counter increasing. Good to see. Awesome. As you guys already know, we always have a target of 10. Nice whole number of 10. So yeah, Joe, hopefully that made sense. Awesome. I see the reactions as well. All right, so let's go over Carvana. So Carvana is actually the same situation here. Carvana was also one of the trade ideas in the newsletter. Now, I don't really remember when it was, but it was sometime, well, it was somewhere around here. So around middle of January. If I can find it, I'll show you guys. But as I'm looking for it, so basically what we have here is another, yet again, inverted head and shoulders chart pattern, right? And here's the thing about Carvana, right? So as a name that's highly shorted, I believe the short interest percentage float is still like 44%. So the fact that this again, a very crappy company with really bad fundamentals, and overall that the CEO himself is not really good at at what he does, but disregarding all that, the share price itself has been holding up after its monumental run up in 2023. All right, this is one of the best performing stocks in 2023, if you guys didn't know. So Carvana, for most of 2023, was just moving to the upside, and it still has held to the upside, and is now basing with a inverted head and shoulders chart pattern, just like SQ. And today it had earnings. Right, it had earnings, and if I can find it here, let's see. Give me 1 second, guys. I know it was in the newsletter here, but if I can't find it, no well. But at least I can tell you guys that this was a trade that I that alerted in the Discord itself, the private CFO Discord. And again, you guys can only get access to that if you guys are a newsletter member or a student of mine. So it's Carvana again. We saw a huge buy in these specific contracts. So it was the 90 strike call contracts that expire on the March expiration date. So that's March 15th, if you guys didn't know. So that was very peculiar to see, right? That's kind of got us to scratch our heads because that's a pretty big risk, right? Getting that very large of a position. So that immediately kind of alerted, us here, and we decided to take the trade as well. And on that same week, we actually saw an increase in premium as the underlying share price went up as well, and we were able to take some out at 70% plus. Well, I personally did, and then we've been holding the rest ever since. And since we've already decreased our risk on that position, it kind of enabled us to to hold the earnings there, and again, we already had that the profits taken off the table, so it's again we're risking, or hopefully my members are also doing this, risking less than what we've already taken out. So tomorrow it will open up a lot higher on those specific contracts. I believe the after hours price action is currently sitting around 64.95 if I'm not mistaken. Oh, okay, 64.88. Only a couple cents off. So I mean, if I round up, 65. Right, that's almost a 24% increase from after hours, from the closing price during after hours. Excuse me. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. Is basically what I'm trying to say here. So, and I don't think I can find it here, but I did find it. Here we go. Here it is. So Carvana was featured in the CFO Swing Watch newsletter January 16th through 19th of this year. Right. So this is a very, very nice trade idea here, right? I completely broke it down, and also I went over this contract as well, the 90 call contract. I don't know why I just remember this. I even told one of my members as well on this one. It's a very long-term contract. It's a leap, and it has the same strike as the one that we have, the March expiration, but this is the January expiration for 2025 with the same strike. And this one is a huge position. I believe this person bought 1,000 contracts right off the bat here, around like somewhere in mid $12 per contract, right? So I mean that's huge. Right, that's big. So again, if you guys don't know how much that is for $12 per contract, right, just multiply that by 100. So that's $1,200, right, $1,200 per contract. So that's again big risk. And even just on the March expiration contracts too, that guy or whoever it was risked like I think 650,000 into earnings tonight. So these are some very, very big buys, and I don't want to overlook them. And there's a chance that we can really retest 90. And I believe on the newsletter as well, I said that there's a huge area here between 57.20, which is the major resistance level on the inverted head and shoulders chart pattern, and in between the major resistance level at 98. So it's a huge supply level, and if we're able to, or area, and if we're able to take out all the shorts here, this one can have a phenomenal run up. And hey, who knows? I mean, maybe our March contracts can definitely rake in a potential run up to the upside, or maybe even that guy who's holding the same strike, but a leaps contract, right? It's in the January expiration of 2025. So next year, Joel, you said you see. I know you see it, the cup and handle on the weekly for Carvana. Yes, yeah. So I mean, some people might be myopic on the perspective and say, "Hey, there's a cup and handle," or people might have a more general view and say, "Hey, there's an inverted head and shoulders." They're both right. I mean, you know, they're both right here. And it's essentially really just giving us a really good idea of the fact that this consolidation at highs after this entire run up in 2023 has essentially told us that Carvana is not done yet, and the earnings report today clearly indicated that. We were seeing some short covering after hours, which is good, but again, the short interest percentage for Carvana is still very high. Okay, let me get the actual number here. Oh, okay. Well, the short interest percentage is down to 39.58%. Again, that can just be rounded up to 40%, but that's still very high. That is very, very high. So the short interest ratio has about five days to cover. So, I mean, it wouldn't be improbable to see a continuous run up, just like what I said about SQ. As it continues to goes into this very wide supply range between $57.20 to $98. So again, those are your probabilities. I'm just letting you guys know. I'm just giving you guys information here, and good luck, right? Good luck, because these are risky names, and especially for Carvana, as one of those quote unquote meme worthy stocks, it's definitely gonna have an effect on especially the other highly shorted stocks tomorrow, like Lemonade, which I'm in currently. Okay, and hopefully my members are as well. Lemonade, which also has earnings coming up. Very, very good classical VCP structure here, with declining volume and tightening up price action here and the weekly candlestick. And it has, again, another, it's not really I don't think Lemonade has a high high short interest percentage, if I remember correctly here. And instead of just guessing or trying to remember, let me actually look at the short interest percentage. Oh, okay, never mind. Lemonade also has a very, very high short interest percentage, 30.39%. So this is going to be huge as well if earnings has the same kind of reaction that Carvana saw, and if he can have that same kind of move of over 20% after hours for its earnings reaction. That'll be great. I mean, personally for me, that'll be great, since I'm planning to hold this very cheap position overnight into earnings here. So again, LMND, another one to be looking at if Carvana truly affects the other quote-unquote meme stocks, and definitely will be a beneficiary to such a wild move to the upside. Another one is Hood, right? Hood, HOOD. So we've another member and I have been swinging this one so far, and it's been flagging quite well. It's again made a nice gap up, right? It made a nice gap up on earnings reaction, and we're now making a very tight bull pennant here, a bull pennant flag on the daily time frame. So again, this one is going to continue to move sideways tightly until the daily 10 SMA catches up. I know you guys have heard me say this multiple times on any type of gap up or gap down. So there you have it, and you guys should understand why that's important. And again, this is just to preserve momentum to the upside. And with Hood here, another really highly shorted interest percentage ticker here, definitely will be another beneficiary to Carvana's shenanigans here. Okay, so those are your kind of three tickers that you guys should be looking at most definitely tomorrow on Friday. Especially if the market decides to pull back. I'm pretty sure these stocks will have strength as we start to see more money rotation and outflow from leaders and back into laggers like these stocks, or just simply these meme-worthy stocks as well. We've seen this before, right? We've seen this happen in 2021 or even in 2022 as well, during the overall bear market. So, you know, it's gonna be interesting here, with Carvana moving up, SQ moving up as well, and definitely tomorrow I'm gonna be watching out for this one at open, because there can be again that great opportunity for us to retest 80.50, and the stock closed around almost at 77, right? So, you know, that's something that you guys should definitely look to capitalize on. I mean, 77 to 80.50 is not a joke. That's a nice move as well if the price decides to hold that $77 level at close. I think that's what? Yeah, that's, I was about to say a 5% move. So that's about yeah, it's almost a 6% move there, right? From 76, if I'm going to be a bit more realistic. So there you have it, right? There you have it. You guys have your choices tomorrow to focus on, whatever ticker that you guys want. We went over Carvana, SQ, Lemonade, Hood. Okay, those are really just it's not recommended personally by me. I don't really like how these ones, these specific tickers trade, especially the mean worthy stocks, because they can have huge short squeezes and they can have a complete collapse as well, as shorts kind of come back into the stock after a large run up. But hey, if the opportunity is there, we'll take it. All right, we'll take it. All right, well, that is it for tonight. I mean, overall, the overall overnight markets are still relatively strong here. We should continue to move to the upside. For the S&P 500 futures, we should be tagging 5120 tomorrow, and on SPY, we should be tagging 510 tomorrow. As long as we continue to move to the upside. So far, what I've said initially, that we're making another all-time high, is coming true, and it has come true at the close here. But slowly, ever so slowly, my initial outlook, kind of in the short term to midterm range, is getting further pushed back, in the sense that kind of my more of a bearish perspective on an initial pullback in order to give a further uptrend into the next few months. It's getting pushed back even further, right? So the window of weakness is getting pushed into next week, since this week was such a short week, and again we had this huge gap up today at market open. So I don't think it's a bad of a warning sign. Well, not bad of a warning sign. I don't think it's too much of a warning sign, but it is getting a little bit too crazy here to see more FOMO buyers coming in at such levels here, right, after this entire run up since October's low, or October lows, whatever you guys want to call it. So the S&P 500 definitely has room to 510, and I want to see how it reacts tomorrow, since essentially we should be continuously moving to the upside, even if it's a red open. We have an increase in volume as well from Wednesday, obviously, that should make sense, but the overall average volume continues to decline as we continue to climb price trend wise. So that's something that you guys should also note in the near term future, in the short to mid range future. All right. Okay, so that is it for this week on the live streams here. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed these consistent Tuesday and Thursday live streams. I'm looking to add more days, but I think people are pretty happy about the schedule here for the live streams, Tuesday and Thursday. Again, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is when people are most likely still awake and still basically kind of laying back, doing nothing, so they have the time to, open the live stream and tune in. But again, the most important thing about the live streams here are, well, personally for me, the goals that I want to do during the live stream is to provide very good information, right to the point, right? No beating around the bush, and most importantly, applicable information. And if that's something that you guys like, make sure you guys hit that like button down below, smash it. And if you guys aren't subscribed yet either, I don't know why you wouldn't be. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below, and most importantly, make sure you guys click on that notification bell. Okay, make sure you guys hit that notification bell. It's very, very critical. You guys will know when I am live, and also you guys will get notifications when I upload a new video. Okay, well, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your night, and yeah, I'll see you guys next week, and good luck tomorrow, and thank you so much for watching.